Hello, 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 Facebook world. What is going on? It is Nikki, hashtag Twisted Taurus, coming into live from my kitchen here in upstate New York. If you're just jumping in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. If you are new to the Twisted Taurus show, throw a new down in my comments. I would love to know who all my new peeps are. All right, guys, so if you saw the title of this video, as promised, I am making a keto pumpkin pie. This does have a pecan crust. For those of you who are wondering, and those of you who did the vote the other day, the pecan crust won. Yay! So I'm super, super excited about that. So again, if you're just jumping in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. I need to make sure that everybody can see and hear me okay. So if you can see and hear me, please throw me some eyes and ears in my comments so that I know you can see me. My internet has been a little wonky lately, so I just want to make sure that y'all can see and hear me okay. All right, so I will go over the list of ingredients for both the pie crust and the pie itself. If at any time you do want the recipe, throw a recipe down in my comments. I can get you tagged into the recipe, not a problem. And if you want more of these types of recipes, click my nose, friend request, follow, and see first, and I will be able to get you tons of new recipes if that's something that you're looking for. Hey, Lisa, what's going on? Okay. So the very first thing I'm going to do is go over the ingredients list with you. So the very first thing that we're going to do is you obviously need the crust. So let's do the crust first, all right? So what you're going to need is it's going to be, a half a cup of butter or one stick. I prefer to use the Kerrygold butter because it has a better texture and flavor, I find, than any of the other butters. Let me know down in the comments what you guys use for your butters, and please know that if you're just coming in, I am Dirty Lazy Keto. So those of you who are keto, you can go ahead and throw keto down in my comments. I would love to know who all my keto peeps are. If you guys are looking for a little bit of help with keto in general, throw help down in my comments, guys. I'd love to get you started, get you some help, kind of learning this kind of thing. Hey Marlene, what's going on? Okay, so hopefully, like I said, you guys can see and hear me okay. So that's one stick of the Kerrygold butter is what I'm using. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do 2 tablespoons of granular sweetener. I am using the pure granular sweetener. This is a stevia and erythritol blend. I find it doesn't have that cooling after effect on your tongue. Thank you for throwing that heart. I appreciate you. It doesn't have that cooling after effect on your tongue. If you've ever experienced that, please put relatable down in my comments. I know I'm not the only one who's had to deal with that before, and I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like that aftertaste. So this one I don't find has that weird aftertaste to it. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is 1 cup of almond flour. So this is the kind I'm using. This is the ultra fine kind. I prefer to get the ultra fine because otherwise it can turn out a little bit gritty. If you understand what I'm talking about, please put relatable down in the comments. Thank you, Lisa Paratin, for sharing. I appreciate you. If you guys are finding value in this video, please feel free to share me out to any keto groups, any recipe groups, your own Facebook page. If you are finding value in this video, I'm sure other people would be as well. So go ahead and share me out. And sharing is caring, and caring makes it beautiful. So go ahead and be beautiful today. Go ahead and share me out, and then come back and throw shared down in my comments. If I see it here on live, I will give you a full name shout out, just like Lisa. And hopefully I didn't butcher your name. You guys are amazing. I love you all. Okay. So the last but not least is the pecans themselves. So I actually had pecans that I ground up to basically make pecan flour because I could not find the pecan flour anywhere in any of the stores. So I said, you know what? I will just make my own. I think it was about two and a half cups of the full, well, I should say the half because these are halves. 2.5 cups of these in a blender and just mixed it up, which makes a heaping scoop of 1 cup of the pecans. So again, 1/2 cup of butter or 1 full stick, 2 tablespoons of the granular sweetener, 1 cup of almond flour, and 1 cup of pecan flour. And then that is the crust itself, okay? Again, if you want the recipe for any of this, throw recipe down in the comments. Thank you for letting me know, Lisa. I appreciate you. I felt like I butchered your name. If at any time you guys want the recipe, throw a recipe down in my comments and I can get you tagged into this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. As for the butter, you do not want to melt the butter. I made the mistake of that, doing that with one of my other crusts, and it actually makes it really, really, really wet. You don't necessarily want it overly wet, but you want it sticky enough so that you can actually spread out the crust into the pie tin. All right, so this is going to be a 9-inch pie, for those of you who are wondering that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my pecans in. Again, if you're just jumping in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. What did you guys do today? I would love to know what you guys did. See, as you can see, it's a heaping scoop. Just 1 cup. That was all that was left in that bag anyway, so I just used the rest of it, so it kind of worked itself out. What did you guys do today? I would love to know. Hey, Jim. I should do a test kitchen. I don't know what that means, Jim. Sorry. Teresa, I would love to get you the recipe. Not a problem, honey. Oh, if we're not friends already, please click my nose, friend request, follow, and see first. If you want any of these recipes, it just more or less shows me that you're sincere, that you really want to be tagged in the recipes, and it definitely helps me out. So, all right. I don't like the little black flecks. That's probably part of the shell in there, so if I see any of that stuff, I just pull mine right out. All right, so there's my pecans, there is my almond flour, and then 2 tablespoons of my granular sweetener. Again, I am using the pure. Let me know down in the comments what kinds you guys like to use. There's so many different sweeteners out there, guys. I would love to know what you guys prefer. All right, so we're doing 2 tablespoons of this. And then, here comes the hard part. I normally melt my butter for everything, but this is one recipe that you really shouldn't melt your butter for, just because it needs to be a little bit thicker. And then, of course, I just put it on the stove, which is hot, which doesn't help matters any. Oh, speaking of the stove, so you're going to preheat your oven for the crust. You're going to preheat your oven to 275 degrees, and then you are going to bake the crust for 45 minutes. I actually found that 45 minutes was a little long. I really didn't need it in there for longer than like 35, 38 minutes. So just keep a good eye on it, just to make sure that it doesn't get too brown. You want it golden brown, but you don't want it like dark brown, because it'll give it that like burnt taste. If you know what I'm talking about, put relatable down in the comments. I would appreciate it, so that makes me feel like I know what I'm talking about a little bit. So I can test out your food. Okay, sure. I think you're talking about coming over and cooking for you, Jim. I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. So again, if you're just jumping in, say, hey, what's going on? I'd love to know where everybody's coming in from. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? I would love to know what you guys are doing for Thanksgiving. Are you guys staying home? Are you guys meeting up with family? What are y'all doing for Thanksgiving? All right. Hey, Rebecca, what is going on? All right. So, for those of you who are new to me, again, I am Dirty Lazy Keto. I cannot do strict keto because I have a thyroid issue, which if I do the strict keto, it tends to give me insomnia. So I do like to sleep every once in a while, which is why I don't do the strict keto, just in case any of you guys were wondering. All right, so pie crust, 9-inch. I did spray it with a nonstick spray, although I really didn't need to because the butter would actually act as the nonstick ingredient. And then this is what it looks like once it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in there. And you can do this 2 ways. You could use your spatula to push it down, or you could use your fingers, which I will end up using anyways, just because I want to make sure that everything is to the same thickness for the most part. I just do this to kind of get it pushed down at first. Do you guys make homemade pies, or do you prefer to buy store-bought? I'm kind of curious on that. Normally I would do store-bought, but the problem is they don't, I don't know about you guys, where you guys live, but we do not have a lot of places around here that offer keto-friendly foods. So it seems like I'm cooking a lot more than I used to, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because number one, that means you know what's going in it. And number two, you can play with the ingredients and know, teaches you a little bit of something. But I know for me, I like the quick and simple recipes. This, I think, is probably one of the longest recipes that I'm going to do for you guys, just because there's really no quick way to make a pie crust and then have it cool completely and then have you actually do the pie itself. So, oh, I heard somebody come through the door. Thought I did anyway. Hey, Teresa. You live alone, so you're gonna cook. Yep, that's even better. If you live alone, it's a lot easier to cook for yourself because you know that you're gonna like it. That's another reason, absolutely. So again, guys, if you want the recipe, throw a recipe down in my comments. I can get you tagged into these. If you're looking for some help with keto, throw help down in my comments. If you're looking for, you know, just some support, I'm here, guys. Just send me a friend request. I would love to get you some help getting started. Or if you're just looking for a little bit of support and another person who's, you know, kind of knows what you're going through, click my nose, friend request, follow, and see first. I am here for you guys. And again, if you like watching me make my recipes, that's one of the best ways you'll not miss me. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then again, you would put this in the oven, 275 for about 38 to 45 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it to make sure that it doesn't burn. And because there's the magic of the internet, look at that, my pie is done already. Woohoo! Amazing how that worked, isn't it? All right, so I knew I was coming on here to make this for you guys, so I already had one created. This is only an 8-inch though, but I did make this a little while ago. The biggest key that I need to tell you guys is make sure you let your crust cool completely. If you do not let it cool completely, it's going to be crumbly all over the place, and you definitely do not want that to happen. All right? So again, if you're finding value in this video, please feel free to share me out to any keto groups, any recipe groups, your own Facebook page. If you're finding value in this video, I'm sure other people would be as well. I would appreciate the shares, and then come back and throw shared down in my comments. Okay, so this bowl is done. Now, for the filling, again, I'm going to go over the ingredients. If you want the recipe, throw a recipe down in my comments. So, we're going to do 1 can of pumpkin puree. Make sure it's the unsweetened, guys. You do not want the sweetened pumpkin puree because it's obviously not keto friendly. This is the kind I'm using. I got this at Aldi's. I think you can pretty much get it anywhere. The next thing you're going to be using is a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I am using the Hood, like I said, nothing fancy at all. Then you're gonna do 2 eggs. I'm using extra large eggs because that's what we have available. Let's see, 2/3 cup of powdered swerve. I just got that out. So it's the confectioner's swerve. It's like the powdered sugar version. Okay. Then we are going to do 2 teaspoons, of pumpkin spice. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. And the recipe also calls for salt. I do not put salt in any of the things that I do because, I don't know, I'm always afraid that I'm going to bite into a granular of salt and it just kind of turns my stomach. It would be a good idea to put it in there if you are low carb or keto because it will help with your electrolytes. Sprinkling like the pink Himalayan salt on anything will definitely help you. Was that pecan flour? Kathy, I don't know which one you're referring to. This was Swerve Confectioners. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this started. So I got my new bowl right here. So first of all, I am starting with my pumpkin puree. And I am going to tell you guys right now, I do not use a mixer. I mix everything by hand. I don't know. I think it has a more personal touch if you don't use a mixer to it. If that is relatable, put relatable down in the comments. Say, Gail, what's going on? Absolutely, honey. I can get you the recipe, not a problem. Again, if you guys want the recipe, throw a recipe down in the comments. If you're looking for like any sort of help, throw help down in my comments. If you're looking for low carb and keto stuff, I'd be happy to help you out. So 1/2 cup of my heavy cream. a favorite type of heavy cream? I should say brand, not type. Heavy cream is heavy cream, right? Let me know what the brand is that you guys like to use down in the comments. I'd like to know. All right, so 2 large eggs. And no, I have not figured out the fancy trick of the one-handed egg thing. So if any of y'all can do it, please teach me. Do a YouTube for me or something, would you? This girl needs to know. Hey, welcome. Hey, Mary, hey, Lahorna, hey, Rebecca, what is going on? All right, so we are going to do 2/3 the powdered swerve. So my recipe literally says just put all this stuff together and beat it. So that's literally what I'm doing. Just putting everything in, and hopefully it turns out good. I've never made this recipe, just being truthful. Never made the recipe, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This part of it anyways. I made the crust a little while ago, and it was actually super yummy. I'm gonna tell you guys, if any of you guys are testers for crusts or anything sweet like cookies, put tester down in the comments. If you know what I'm talking about, you do a little licky because it got a little on your finger. Put tester down in my comments. Hey Mara, how are you? Because I'm gonna tell you, I suggest not doing that with the pie crust, okay? So I'm just gonna say, if you do, there may or may not be enough of the batter left to make your pie crust if you just happen to do it. Please put relatable down in my comments if you've ever had the point of liking something so much that you just accidentally don't have enough for the true recipe. All right, so next thing is the 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice and the teaspoon of vanilla. I am not measuring my vanilla. I'm just going to do a sprinkle because I'm very Italian, and I stop when the Italian ancestors say, that's enough, my child. All right. The pumpkin pie spice. You know what? I'm just going to do the same thing with this. Again. Ta-da! That looks good. Good enough for me. All right. All right. There's cinnamon in that. For some reason, I have the cinnamon out, and I'm like, why do I have cinnamon out? All right. So, and now you're just supposed to mixer or beat it. But again, I am a hand mixer. That is what I do. That is just the way I prefer it. And of course, I'm going to make a mess. I lost some of my sugar. Oh well. So hello, what's going on? Rebecca's a tester, yeah. And it's definitely a really real thing, especially if you're a mom, because, you know, you got to mix up the kids' foods and you get a little bit on your finner, and then next thing you know, it just finds its way to your mouth and you don't know what happened. Has that ever happened to you before? Just, I don't know how it ended up in my mouth. I don't know, it just kind of jumped in. Oh, the things we do for our children. All right, so this is just about mixed. I'm assuming with beaters, because of the heavy cream in there, if you beat it or whip it or whatever you want to call it long enough, it'll make it extra fluffy, because I'm assuming the whipping cream, if you like stir it long enough, it would actually get like whippy. I'm not gonna do that just because. I don't know, I seem to think that this needs a little bit more spice. Doesn't smell spicy. What do you think? Should I put some more in there? Let me know. Put yes down in my comments if you think I should put some more spices in there, because I don't know, something tells me I need some more spices in here. Let me know. I am going to put a little bit more of my swerve in there since I lost some of it. Oh, maybe. Oh. You didn't see this. Oh. Actually, no, we're good. See, I told you, it just jumps in your mouth. I don't know where it comes from. It just jumps into your mouth. Completely out of nowhere. All right, so I do not think that I will have enough room in this pie tin. I'm gonna throw this out there. Do not have enough room in this pie tin to put all of this, because this is not exactly a deep dish, deep dish pie dish. So I will use the remainder of it for my other pie crust. And I will just have one that has a lot more stuffing in it. That is just the way things are going to happen. Hey, 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 what's going on? If you're just jumping in, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. All right, so I am just pouring this in my cooled pie crust. Again, it is cooled. Since this is a smaller one, I don't know if I want to put as much in it. That looks good. I don't know about you guys, but I think the crust is like the best part of a pie. What is the best part of the pie for you? Is it the filling or is it the crust? Because for me, it's the crust. Where's my crusters? If the crust is the best part for you, put crust down in my comments. If you are team filling, put filling down in the comments. I'd like to know which one you guys are, because I don't know. I prefer the crust over the actual filling. I'm just a weirdo. I'm just a weirdo. All right, so then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna tap it to get the air bubbles out. Not that it really looks like it has any air bubbles, but just get some to the top if in case there is any. So this is what it looks like. How's it look? Look good? All right, so the pie itself, you are going to have preheated oven for 325, and you're going to put it in for 40 to 50 minutes. This I have not done yet, so I can't tell you how long it took mine to cook yet. But I will definitely put it into my stories to let you guys know how long it took for my actual pie itself to cook. Because I don't know, something tells me it's not going to take that long to do the actual pie itself. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And going to set my timer. I'm going to put it in for 40 minutes. And then I'm going to just keep checking it to make sure the top of it doesn't look too browned. Because I think that's how you can tell pie is done, if it's brown on top. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Hey Janine, what's going on? All right, guys, so again, if you want this recipe, throw a recipe down in my comments. If you're looking for some help with keto low carb, or just looking for some new recipes, throw help down in my comments. I would love to get you more information about that. If you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, what the heck is this keto she's talking about, keto is it's actually a high-fat, low-carb, moderate protein way of eating. I call it a way of eating because it really is a lifestyle change. It's not really per se a diet. It's a choice of changing the way your eating habits are. It's just for healthier people. It's just for a healthier way of eating. I shouldn't say healthier people. All right, so I think that is all for now. I will definitely be putting my results in my stories, so definitely keep track of my stories. If you found value in this video, please feel free to share me out to your Facebook page, keto groups, any recipe groups, anybody you think might find value in this video. Please go ahead and share me out, and then come back and throw shared it down in my comments. I would appreciate it. Again, if you're looking for that help, throw help down in my comments. And I think that is all for now. Tomorrow I have plans on making a turkey. I know it's weird because I'm making it the day before Thanksgiving, but there are people out there, that it dawned on me, there are people out there who don't know how to make a turkey. And I've got a turkey that needs to be cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and make a turkey tomorrow. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing my live earlier than I normally do, because I do typically do them relatively late in the evening. But I will be doing it tomorrow earlier. So if you don't want to miss it, just click my nose, friend request, follow, and see first. And then we can make sure that you don't miss how I make my turkey. I do mine a little bit differently than the traditional way, so I will elaborate a little bit more tomorrow, but I love every single one of you. Thank you for jumping on. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, throw value down in my comments. I would appreciate it. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. I love every single one of you. And if you think it's weird that I love you and I've never met you, just remember people hate for no reason and I choose to love. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Thanks so much. Bye.